Ever get that, like, I don't know, that shiver down your spine, that feeling that maybe, just maybe, there's more to this world than we can see?
Oh, absolutely. It's like that little voice in the back of your head whispering, what if?
Yeah, and today we're diving headfirst into that what if. We're exploring listener tales from the Morbid podcast.
Oh, Morbid. That's a good one. They have some truly spine-tingling stories.
Absolutely. And the ones we're looking at today, let's just say, they'll make you question everything you thought you knew about ghosts, premonitions, all that good stuff.
It's like a peek behind the curtain of reality, right?
Yeah,
Glimpse into the unknown.
exactly. And our first storyteller, Claudia, takes us straight into that eerie territory.
Mm-hmm.
Her story starts with a somewhat awkward situation, to say the least. It involves her deceased grandmother, a rather personal moment with her boyfriend, and a feeling of being very much not alone.
Oh my. Yeah, that's a bit awkward, isn't it? But it does raise an interesting question. Could Claudia have been sensing her grandmother's presence during a heightened emotional state?
Right, like Grandma had a sixth sense for these things. But Claudia's story doesn't end there. She goes on to describe several instances where she believes her grandmother's spirit actually intervened, potentially saving her life.
Okay, now we're getting into the really interesting stuff. What kind of instances are we talking about?
Well, there's a near-fatal car accident. She was listening to a song that reminded her of her grandmother when suddenly she narrowly avoided a head-on collision.
Wow, that's pretty intense. I mean, what are the chances?
Exactly. And then there was the time her steering wheel seemed to pull itself back, preventing her from hitting a stalled motorcycle. It's almost like an unseen hand was guiding her to safety.
Hmm. Those experiences definitely align with the concept of guardian angels or spiritual protection. It's a belief found across many
It's
cultures.
a comforting thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
To imagine loved ones watching over us even after they're gone.
Oh, absolutely. It gives you a sense of, I don't know, like a sense of peace, maybe? Like you're not really alone, even in the toughest times.
But it also makes you wonder, is it truly a spiritual intervention? Or could there be other explanations at play? Could it be heightened awareness in moments of danger? Or even just plain luck?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's the kind of question that keeps us coming back to these stories, searching for answers, trying to make sense of the unexplainable.
And Claudia's story gets even more compelling when she describes having a vivid vision of her husband's plane crashing. This vision was so intense, so real, that she convinced him not to fly, potentially saving his life and the lives of others.
Wow. Okay, now that's a powerful example of premonition, the ability to perceive future events, and it really challenges our understanding of time and reality, doesn't it?
It does. While science hasn't quite caught up to explaining these phenomena, there are countless anecdotal accounts that suggest there might be something more to our perception of time and reality than we currently understand.
Exactly. And these stories, they challenge us to consider the possibility that our understanding of the world might be incomplete. Perhaps there are forces at work that we haven't fully grasped yet.
Okay, so we've got a potentially protective grandma with a knack for showing up at the most um, awkward times. Now, let's shift gears and delve into Josh's tale. He's a photographer, and let's just say abandoned asylums are his thing.
Oh, abandoned asylums. Now, those are truly creepy places. So much history, so much, lingering energy.
You're telling me. And not just any asylum. We're talking about Letchworth Village, a place steeped in a rather dark and unsettling history.
Letchworth Village. Oh, I've heard of that place. It's supposed to be seriously haunted.
Yeah, and for good reason. Imagine decaying buildings, abandoned patient files, chilling writings on the walls, a tangible link to a troubled past.
Ooh, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. So what happened to Josh at Letchworth Village?
Well, as he and his friend Matt were exploring this eerie environment, they encountered an elderly couple seemingly out for a stroll on the asylum grounds.
Hmm. An elderly couple? That doesn't sound too scary.
On the surface, no. But in the context of an abandoned asylum, it takes on a whole new layer of strangeness.
Okay, I see where you're going with this. So what happened with the couple?
Here's where things take a truly bizarre turn. Minutes after their initial encounter, they ran into the same couple again, walking from the opposite direction.
Wait, what? That doesn't make sense.
Exactly. Given the couple's age and the vastness of the asylum grounds, it seemed physically impossible for them to have covered that distance so quickly. It's as if they simply materialized out of thin air.
Oh, that's creepy. So what do you think was going on? Ghosts? Time warps?
Well, remember, Letchworth Village was known to be severely overcrowded when it closed, with many patients simply being absorbed into the surrounding community. Josh speculates that perhaps this couple were former patients who never truly left, in a very literal sense.
Ooh, that's a chilling thought. Lost souls wandering the grounds of their former confinement. Makes you wonder what other secrets those walls hold, doesn't it?
Josh and Matt left that day with more questions than answers, and frankly, so do we. But that's the beauty of these stories. They spark our curiosity, challenge our assumptions, and remind us that the world is full of unexplained mysteries. Okay, so we've had a protective spirit and possible phantom patients. Ready for something even weirder.
Oh, always up for something weirder. That's what keeps these deep dives so fascinating. The human mind, right, and the experiences it can have. It's truly remarkable.
Sheila's story takes us into the realm of shared dreams, but with a twist that will make you, I don't know, think twice about what's possible. Imagine this. She's in her bedroom. Her husband's busy with his tablet when a young boy suddenly appears at the foot of their bed.
Wait, in a dream? Or like a real physical kid?
That's the thing. It was a dream, but they both saw it.
Both she and her husband.
Yep, it wasn't just a fleeting image either. They both saw this boy in vivid detail, seemingly lost in a crowded marketplace, and neither of them recognized the place.
Whoa, okay, so we're talking shared dreams. That raises all sorts of questions, about the nature of consciousness, psychic connections, maybe even glimpses into other dimensions.
Right, like how is that even possible? It's like their minds somehow synced up, creating this shared reality within the dream state. And if that wasn't strange enough, here's the kicker, they continued to have shared dreams even after getting divorced.
Wait, seriously, even after they split up? That's wild. It suggests that whatever bond formed during that initial shared dream, it persisted even after their emotional connection had, changed.
It's almost as if that shared experience forged a link between their minds that transcended the boundaries of their relationship. Sheila's story is like a potent example of how the human mind, especially in the realm of dreams, can just defy our expectations.
It definitely makes you think, about all the stuff we don't yet understand about consciousness and the ways in which we might be interconnected, even without realizing it.
Speaking of things we don't understand, ready to venture into the realm of potential extraterrestrial encounters.
Bring on the aliens. I'm always fascinated by UFO sightings. They really capture the imagination.
Well, Betty's story is a good one. Picture this, okay? Coastal Australia, a beautiful night. Betty and her friend Dee are hanging out on the beach, enjoying the view. They notice a strange orange light far out on the water.
Just chilling on the beach, typical Aussie night.
Exactly. So at first they assume it's a ship, but something about it just feels off.
Yeah, I get that. It's like that feeling when you know something's not quite right, even if you can't explain why.
And as they watch this light, it starts doing things that no ship should be able to do. It's moving erratically, hovering, changing directions quickly. Betty, being the curious sort, decides to shine a flashlight towards it.
Ooh, risky move. I wonder what happened.
Well, that seemingly simple act triggers a truly mind-blowing response. The light suddenly shoots across the sky like really fast and stops just meters above them.
No way. They got a close encounter. What did it look like? Like a flying saucer?
Betty described it as a large, shape-shifting bubble of opaque light. Definitely not your typical flying saucer.
A shape-shifting bubble of light. That's bizarre. And it really makes you think. We always picture UFOs as these, metallic discs. But what if there's something completely different? Something we can barely even comprehend?
Right. Like, our imaginations might be limiting us when we try to picture things outside of our normal experience.
Totally. So what happened after the close encounter? Did the light just disappear?
They watched in awe and terror as this strange object moved silently across the sky before finally disappearing. And as if the UFO encounter wasn't unsettling enough, Betty's friend later received some devastating news. Her mother had passed away.
Oh, wow. That's heavy. So a UFO sighting and a death in the same night makes you wonder if there could be a connection. Some people believe that intense emotions, like grief, can attract or amplify otherworldly energies.
Yeah, it's a chilling thought, the idea that grief or trauma could somehow open a door to the unknown.
It definitely makes you ponder the interconnectedness of things. Was it a genuine UFO, a trick of the light, or something else entirely? We may never know for sure, but Betty's story is a good reminder that there are still mysteries out there that just defy easy explanation.
From otherworldly encounters, we now turn to a tale that's a bit closer to home, a bit more, grounded, but no less unsettling.
Oh, I like this too. The kind of stories that make you check the locks twice. What's this one about?
Well, it reminds us that sometimes the most frightening things aren't ghosts or aliens, but that feeling that something or someone is watching us.
Ooh, that's creepy. The unseen observer. It's like that primal fear we have of being stalked, of something lurking just beyond our awareness.
And our storyteller, who we'll call Beautiful Baked Potato with Sour Cream, takes us right into the heart of that unease.
Okay, beautiful baked potato with sour cream. I like her already. What happened?
So she's a med student, a self-proclaimed old soul with a penchant for the paranormal. But even she was caught off guard by what she experienced.
Oh, I bet. What happened? Give me the spooky details.
It all started during her morning commute. She was driving along this quiet back road lined with cornfields. You know, that kind of setting that can feel both familiar and isolating at the same time.
Yeah, I get it. Like you're surrounded by all this open space, but it also makes you feel kind of vulnerable.
Exactly. And as she's driving, she notices a woman standing by a car halfway in a ditch, looking distressed. Now, most of us would feel compelled to help, right?
Oh, I'd probably pull over and see if she needed help.
But Beautiful Baked Potato got this overwhelming feeling that something wasn't right. Like a really strong gut feeling that something was off.
That intuition, huh? Sometimes it's best to listen to those inner alarms, even if you can't explain it.
She drove past, but not before making eye contact with the woman. And that's when a wave of chills washed over her. It was like a sudden drop in temperature, a twisting in her gut, an overwhelming sense of dread.
Ooh, that's creepy. Like that feeling when the hairs on the back of your neck stand up.
And it didn't stop there. On her drive home, she passed the same spot, but the woman and the car were gone, vanished without a trace.
Wait, seriously, gone? That's just bizarre. Like, what are the chances?
Right. At first, she tried to brush it off as, paranoia, but then things started happening at home. Every time she went to her car, which was parked in her garage, the driver's side door was ajar.
Okay, hold on. That's a little too coincidental, isn't it? It's like if something was messing with her.
She even resorted to yelling at whatever might be lurking in the garage, threatening it with a shovel and a frying pan.
I love it. That's one way to handle it. So did that work? Did the weird stuff stop?
Here's where things take an even darker turn. After her outburst, the strange occurrences stopped happening to her, but then started happening to people around her. A family friend visiting her mysteriously fell and broke her ankle, claiming she felt a hand push her.
Oh no, that's not good. Like whatever was attached to her might have shifted its focus to others.
That's what's so unsettling about it. Like, did she bring something back with her from that encounter with the woman in the ditch?
Hmm.
A curse, a negative entity, something that's now affecting those around her.
It's like that idea of an infectious curse, right? Like something that can spread from person to person. It's a recurring theme in folklore and mythology.
So, what are we to make of this tale? Is Beautiful Baked Potato simply imagining things? Or has she stumbled into a paranormal nightmare she can't escape? We may never know for sure, but her story serves as a chilling reminder that sometimes the most unsettling experiences are those that defy easy explanation.
Indeed. And perhaps that's the ultimate takeaway from all these listener tales. The world's a strange and wondrous place, full of mysteries that challenge our understanding of what's possible. We've encountered ghostly grandmothers, phantom patients, shared dreams, potential UFOs, and even a possible paranormal stalker.
Each story, unique and unsettling in its own way, reminds us that there's more to life than meets the eye. And it's those unexplained mysteries, those glimpses into the unknown, that keep us coming back for more.
Absolutely. And while it's tempting to search for concrete answers, sometimes the most profound insights come from embracing the unknown, acknowledging that there are forces at play that we may never fully comprehend.
So, the next time you find yourself questioning the nature of reality, remember these tales. They're a reminder to stay curious, keep an open mind, and maybe keep a flashlight handy just in case.
Until next time, keep exploring the strange and wonderful world around you, and if you happen to stumble upon any mysteries that need unraveling, you know where to find us.